truly shocking revelation from a lawsuit that has been filed. Remember that entire Seth Rich conspiracy theory, the one where some on the right and some on the left were suggesting that the death of DNC aide Seth Rich was part of a cover-up of some kind, that Seth Rich was really the source for the WikiLeaks in terms of all those DNC emails at the peak of the presidential campaign that Julian Assange's WikiLeaks released. The right liked it because it made it look like Trump-Russia collusion was less likely. The left likes it. I honestly don't know why, but I think it has something to do with denying Trump-Russia collusion helps blame the DNC and Hillary for Hillary's loss, and maybe demonstrates in their mind that Bernie would have won or something like that. Anyway, Fox News ran with the story. They breathed a ton of life into it, and it ended up getting picked up by lots of conspiracy types on the left and right, mostly on the internet. And according to a lawsuit that's been filed by Rod Wheeler, a longtime paid contributor to Fox News was working with the White House to concoct the Seth Rich conspiracy theory. Wheeler claims in his lawsuit that Fox News was working with this Trump supporter who wanted to deflect the attention away from the growing Trump-Russia scandal. The story first aired in May on Fox News. It was retracted by Fox News a week later, but the damage had already been done. And Fox News really took no action in response to what even they admitted was a story that did not meet their own journalistic standards. The lawsuit claims that Fox News made up quotes out of thin air. The lawsuit says that Trump supporter Ed Butowski offered to pay Rod Wheeler to investigate the death of Seth Rich. And according to the lawsuit, Butowski and Wheeler met at the White House with Sean Spicer to talk about what they were finding out. And the first page of the lawsuit has quotes. It quotes a voicemail. It quotes a text message from Butowski boasting that Donald Trump himself had reviewed drafts of the Fox News story right before it was published. And even Sean Spicer, NPR is all over the story, even Sean Spicer admits that the meeting took place in the Oval Office, but he says the meeting was merely a favor to Butowski, that Spicer wasn't personally aware of any contact with the president, and Butowski later told NPR that he was kidding about the contact with Trump. Sort of a weird thing to joke about, but okay. But the thing is, there's lots of really specific things in the lawsuit about contact with the White House and Trump. On May 14, 36 hours before Fox News' story appeared, Butowski left a voicemail for Wheeler saying, "We have the full attention of the White House on this, and tomorrow let's close this deal, whatever we've got to do." Butowski also texted Wheeler saying not to add any more pressure, but the president just read the article. He wants the article out immediately. It's now all up to you. This week, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the new White House press secretary, was asked about it. She said, quote, "The president had no knowledge of the story, and it's completely untrue that he and the White House were involved." Huckabee Sanders also added at the end of the briefing that she's not sure whether Trump believes that Seth Rich is the leaker of the emails to WikiLeaks. It will be very interesting to see how this plays out in court, considering that Wheeler has the receipts, right? Texts, call logs, etc., which prove that his quotes in the story were fabricated. But most of the story is still hearsay between Butowski and Wheeler. And it would not be surprising that the White House might have used Fox News strategically as a mouthpiece to create distractions from Trump-Russia. They've done that many times before. That part would not be a shock.
Yeah, and that Trump approved it too. And, that would be incredibly surprising to me because Trump always goes after fake news and poorly sourced articles.
Of course.
That would mean that he wasn't being ideologically consistent.
Which would be stunning. That would be a major revelation. The left, some of these elements of the left that really like the Seth Rich story, they're already saying the lawsuit is part of the conspiracy to make Hillary look good. I read the entire NPR story. It is very, very solid reporting. And I don't know why this toxic element of the left really likes the Seth Rich thing. Do you really need Seth Rich to have been killed in a cover-up in order to validate Bernie Sanders? I don't believe the nonsense conspiracy, but I supported Bernie, and I don't see how Bernie's candidacy is any less valid if Seth Rich isn't the leaker of the DNC leaks. Like, I just don't get the connection. I don't know why they need that in order to validate Bernie.
And especially when you have Seth Rich's family saying enough of this, and you even have like Fox News retracting the story. I mean, how much more than that do you want?
They want a lot more. They will not believe it until they get a lot more. And even that would just be proof that the entire thing is being controlled by the deep state or the Illuminati or the Trilateral Commission. I don't know, pick your poison. Today's episode of the David Pakman Show is made possible in part by Warby Parker eyeglasses. Warby Parker recently did the right thing and ditched advertising on right-wing conspiracy website Breitbart, pulling their ads off. And you can get the free 5-day home try-on from Warby Parker. Check out their glasses. I use them when I'm not wearing contact lenses. I started with the free at-home trial. They send you 5 pairs of glasses. You see which ones you like, you send them back, and whichever one you pick, they will put your prescription into. I like this because I can actually show the glasses to other people and not have to just decide on the spot like in an eyeglass store. The eyeglass industry is controlled by very few corporations that keep the prices very, very high, even over $300 for prescription glasses. With Warby Parker, they start at just $95. Mine costs that, including lenses. And for every pair sold, they give a pair to someone in need. So to try the 5 pairs and support the David Pakman Show, go to warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS.